Hi!
Hi!
Welcome to the Fluff and the Fury. Again.
Again.
It's been a while. There's been some horrible, horrible things that have happened to me. Horrible. A car decided to say F you and hit me. So I got boo-boos. Now, besides that. But today we have a really awesome interview. Don't we?
Yes. With Lady Isis of Nefertiti.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Who is that Lady Isis?
She's a high-priestess of Nefertiti.
Yeah, she is. She's our mysterious background voice.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to have a face.
Soon to have a face. You just want a quick count of how many is going to be at Furry Fiesta this year? Me. I want a show of paws in the review section. I know who you are. But this interview is basically whatever Miss Isis wants to talk about.
Yes.
Yes.
It's going to be a sort of a Q&A type video with just whatever she feels she wants to talk about.
Basically, a normal show.
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so.
Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can tell, we're not very prepared.
Oh, we're always prepared. Lady Isis of Nefertiti, High Priestess.
No, we're not prepared at all for this. This is what you call winging it, which is something I do quite well. Actually, the purpose behind this is the fact that these ladies are members of my church. On July 27th, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer with brain metastases and given 3 to 6 months to live. As a result, I've been bombarded with questions about how am I dealing with it? How is my family dealing with it? I guess basically because I laugh a lot. And because I laugh, people are confused. You know, you're dying. How can you find this humorous? How can you spend so much time basically making a joke out of things? Well, the answer that I have, and the one that I try to give most often, is that it's my faith. But then you have questions about, okay, well, what is faith? And what is your faith? And how do you talk about your faith? And so I thought that'd be basically what I'd tell you. Faith is very personal. It can be Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. I personally am pagan. That means I am polytheistic. I believe in pantheon of gods, not just one. I believe in a god and a goddess. I believe that they are equal in power. I believe in reincarnation. I don't think that this is the only life that I have had or is the only life that I will have. With this as a basis for what I believe, death really doesn't shock me, and it doesn't bring any fear into my heart. There are times when I wonder, why, but I was taught that in our lifetime we are meant to teach and we're meant to learn. And if it's my time to go, then that means that I have succeeded in both. That I have learned what I meant to learn in this life, and that I was lucky enough to teach what I was meant to teach. So now I get off the wheel. The wheel is what constantly turns. Life, death, and rebirth. Of course, there's a lot of things about this that I have found funny, like steroids. God, we love steroids. Hence the mustache. If you get a little closer, you'll see I've got a beard.
I live with this daily.
Yeah, well, got a beard. Gained 45 pounds, which, if it had been in boobs, I wouldn't mind. But it's everywhere. And there are things about the disease that are trying. They push your patience. But the fact of dying itself is, and of itself, not a frightening thing for me. Okay, but let's, what is faith? Okay, what is it? What is it for you? If you're a Christian, what does it mean to say, I have faith? If you are Muslim, what does it mean to have faith? Okay, for me, it means that I believe something that I can't touch. I can't see it. I can't prove it. It is my truth. But truth is not fact. It's not something that I can empirically prove. I believe that when I die, I will be reborn in another life, that I will have a time of rest, and if I've learned enough in this lifetime, that the period of rest will be lengthy, and then at some time in the future, I will be born again. So this is just one time around in this body. It's no big deal. But you guys have anything that you'd like me to throw out here as I throw out my double chins? I mean, what is faith to you? I mean, it's intangible. We can't prove that what we believe is right, and we're going to have a lot of people out there going, "Oh, that's not right," because we're not born again Christians, and so our truth is not their truth.
I like to think I was born okay the first time.
Yeah, well, I was. I don't see any reason to be born again because, like Nikki says, we were born all right the first time. But because our faith is different from mainstream, there's going to be a lot of people that watch this and say, no, that's not the truth. But truth is not fact. Truth is what each person perceives it to be. My truth is, as I stated, belief in reincarnation. So in my truth, I have faith. See, there's that word, that I will be born again, and so therefore this is not an issue. But faith is very personal. It's, what do you believe? When you face death, are you going to be afraid? Is what you believe strong enough to make you laugh? Is it strong enough to help you give support to your family and your friends? And that as the day comes closer. And since I was diagnosed in July and given 3 to 6 months, this is middle of October.
November.
Oh, excuse me. We're in the middle of November here. Okay, so next week. So we're getting to the 4-month mark, which means according to medical science, I'm looking at it. So again, you have to ask yourself, if you're in my situation, if you are seeing death and basically you're reaching right out and shaking hands with it, how are you going to deal? Is your faith going to be strong enough? Are you going to be able to laugh about the things like the 45 pounds of weight gain? Laugh about the beard. Laugh about not being able to breathe and walk and talk all at the same time, because that becomes to be been a little bit of a challenge here lately.
Mm-hmm.
But can you do this? Because if you can't, reevaluate what your faith is. Okay, paganism, as I said, is the belief in polytheistic. I believe that there is more than one god and goddess. I personally follow the Egyptian pantheon, which is, to say the least, quite a challenge. But
just a little bit.
Just
yeah,
a little bit.
just a little. But paganism is a lot like Christianity, where you have Methodist, Baptist, Presbyterian, Catholic. Paganism, same way. We have Egyptian, we have Greek, Celtic, Norse. And then the list goes on and on. So,
Aztec, Mayan.
Yeah, okay, Native American, and I said, like I said, the list goes on and on. So there's oh gosh, that was a doozy. But one thing we do want to point out is that in the pagan faith there is no devil. There is no Satan. There is no devil worship. There is no hell. We figured that all the Christians are more than welcome to that concept. If they want this place to go and burn for eternity, y'all can have it. We personally just don't think that it's necessary because we believe in karma.
It would do horrid things to my pores.
Oh, I know. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know. I could use a good steaming right now, but maybe get something or some of this. But it's just not something that we believe in.
Okay, I do have a question. I'm gonna pipe in here.
Okay.
For those viewers that are not, they don't know the pagan faith, how would you explain the resting period between lives?
Okay. We believe that it is dependent upon what you've learned. If you have spent this particular incarnation, this life, and you have spent it learning, and you've not been a bad person, that you have not broken the laws of your decided faith, like we have the 42 laws of Mod. If you have lived the best you can, you have never deliberately harmed anyone, you have learned kindness, compassion, patience, and boy, that one's going to get me. These are the things that are necessary in every lifetime. If you have taken them, you've learned the lessons, you've taken them into your heart, then the period in between lives is longer. If you are not a good person, and best example I can think of is a serial killer, a child molester. Their period of between rest is not going to be very long at all. In fact, they're probably going to be condemned to be reborn almost immediately upon death. There will be no time of rest. There'll be no time of contemplation, of being able to reflect on what you've learned in a lifetime, because you were so cruel, you were so unkind, that you don't deserve this honor of seeing what is to be seen and having a choice in how you're going to be reborn. And we also believe this.
Okay, hold that thought. Pause for just one sec.